House. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, listeners from around the world. This is the House podcast. This is a full episode plus guest. We've got Red. Say hello, Red.
Hello, gentlemen.
Perfect. And we're gonna resume where we left off, talking about the secrets of
Waffle House.
Various things, such as Waffle House in this case.
So, previously on the House, we talked about Costco and the mysteries of Costco. We talked about the hunter, the man who hunts down and harvests the meat of anyone who's trapped in Costco after it closes, plus the ghosts of Costco who have been around since Costco's inventions in the 1700s. Last week, we briefly touched on the next place we will be exploring the mysteries of, and that is Waffle House.
Before we continue, I would just like to let people know that if you're curious about what actually happened when we talked about Costco, feel free to go to the channel and check out the previous episode of the podcast.
Yep. The Costco episode.
Uh-huh.
So we actually brought up two separate mysteries at the end of the last podcast that we're going to briefly address right now, which is that, for one, why does Waffle House somehow call to all drunk and high people at exactly 12 o'clock?
That's a good one.
So that everyone just gets drawn and goes to Waffle House. And Cookie, what was your mystery that you brought up?
Oh, my mystery was that all Waffle Houses look the same, and it is a special lore that if you take a step into the door of a Waffle House in one small spot in this great universe, you will step out in another Waffle House in another place in time.
It's sort of like how every Waffle House looks exactly the same in the interior of it?
That's because they are.
That's because they are the same Waffle House.
Freaking same.
And each door is just a Waffle House portal to the Waffle.
Exactly.
The Waffle House.
But that's fact. Like, we don't have to really discuss that very much. That is fact. But here's the real question. This is a question I'm going to pose to you guys, which is, what is inside of the buildings of the Waffle Houses if every Waffle House teleports you to one certain Waffle House? So if I go down and I go to the Waffle House near my house right now, what is actually inside of it? Because as soon as you walk through the door, you're actually teleporting.
True.
So what's inside of the Waffle House?
I believe my theory is all the mechanics. So you see,
real quick, let me just clarify for the audience. We actually brought Red on for this episode because he's a Waffle House expert.
Yes, I am the builder of all the Waffle Houses all around the city.
Exactly. So we have an insider opinion on this. So please enlighten us.
So you see, Waffle House, the buildings that you see, it's in reality, everything that's inside is just the mechanism to teleport you once you go through the gates. You know, once you open the doors, go inside the Waffle House, you get teleported to the mothership. That's, it's on the dark side of the moon. And that's where you believe you're in your city. Everything is an illusion,
Like holograms projected onto the windows of the one Waffle House.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Oh, I get it. So the actual building only has the cameras around the walls to be able to broadcast to the dark side of the moon to make you believe you're there, and the inside has all the mechanisms to teleport
to actually teleport
there and
right.
back.
Because it can't just be magic, because magic doesn't exist. Yeah, it had to be some sort of mechanical piece. But here's the question, another question. Who runs Waffle House, and what nefarious goal do they have in mind for drawing people there?
Even though I'm an insider, I believe that, I have a man looking at me right now with a gun to my face. Can't tell you that. I'm sorry.
Damn.
Fine.
We'll respect your boundaries, but we can always theorize.
Shady man.
Yeah, we'll respect that. We'll respect you.
You can theorize about it, but I can't confirm or deny anything.
Okay, well, so I think so. It's a shady guy suit. Is he wearing a suit? Can I ask you what he's wearing?
Yes.
Okay, so the shady man is currently wearing it is a suit.
Yes,
but
it
it's
is.
also kind of not like a suit. I don't know. I think it's made out of metal. Wait, can you come over? It's made out of metal for some reason. His suit is made out of metal. I'm not gonna touch your face. No. Just stand back in the door. You can keep looking at and point that gun at me. No. So Yeah, the shady man wearing a metal suit, a top hat. Well, not like the monopolist, you know, just a small top hat. Just, you know.
No one
Pretty
has
sure
a top hat like monopolists.
I think it might be a robot now that I think about it.
So here's the question:
Is he wearing glasses, perchance?
Is it
Yes,
our
he is.
own government?
Ah.
Dad?
Wait, no, real quick. Is he bald?
I can't tell because, you know, the top.
Oh, the top hat. Damn it.
Yes.
Take it off.
So-
Take it off.
So can you
Wait,
can you ask
can you
him
take
to
off
take
the
it
top
off real
hat?
quick?
No, he doesn't want to. He shook his head.
Ah,
I haven't
damn
heard him
it.
speak yet.
Well, I mean, if he's a robot, he probably isn't our dad. We established on the previous episode, just for you to know, that me and Jera have the same father because they're bald, and all bald people are actually me and Jera's dad.
Understandable.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't my dad. He probably isn't. Probably not. But my point is, guys, when you go into Waffle House, because I've only ever been to Waffle House once. I was staying like a hotel, and me and my cousin, it was like 12 o'clock or like 1 o'clock in the morning, and we were hungry, and she convinced me to go to Waffle House. It was, I mean, no offense, Red, but it's not very good.
I'm not the cook.
You're right. It's not your fault. You're just the builder.
I know what it is. I have the theory. I have it.
Okay. Whoa. Okay.
I have it. You only went once, right, Grim?
Yeah.
You only went once, right? So you weren't brainwashed. When you go multiple times, you get beamed up multiple times. And then they inject you with a brainwashing material. Some could
Waffle
call it
serum.
weed, some could call it, you know. But
Brain waffling.
they brainwash you. Yes, with brain waffles. Exactly.
Oh my god!
And
That's why they draw the people who are high and drunk because they're inebriated.
Exactly. That's what I was getting at. And that's why all people come in trucks or they come high.
God.
Exactly.
Wait, how many
Stupid or
people
inebriated?
how many people
Exactly.
do you suppose have been brain waffled?
A lot because they're still there.
Too many.
Well,
I mean, after all, the size of the real Waffle House is the whole dark side of the moon.
yeah. Have you ever seen the dark side of the moon in person? No, you've only seen pictures of the dark side of the moon.
Huh.
You've only seen exactly. You can't see the dark side of the moon because of one giant Waffle House.
Yes. You know how, I mean, you might have or may not have seen that picture of like the Vikings that used to have like grass on top of their house for some reason.
I think
Those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Classic
We
demographic.
pretty much applied the same technique. We just placed a lot of moon rocks on top of the Waffle House. We just built it over the moon and then just placed moon rocks on top to make it look like, you know, there's nothing there.
I see.
But why are they brainwashing people? Why are they attracting these inebriated people? Obviously, they need them.
Because no one in their right mind would go to Waffle House.
Exactly.
Because you brainwash someone and then you substitute some of their inebriated brain with waffle, with like the waffle. They take little bits and then they use that brain, that inebriated brain, to inebriate other brains. It's like a big cycle.
Yeah, of course they do. That's why. Oh no. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to check in with my cousin after this because why on earth would she want me to go to Waffle House with her?
Exactly. They're
The circle
recruiters.
Was she inebriated in any form?
Probably. I don't remember, but probably. I mean,
They
we're on
make you
vacation.
into
a truck.
recruiters.
It's my cousin. No, she didn't have a car at the time, but we were right across the street, so a truck would have been, useless.
That's even worse.
I know.
Right across the street.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Why did she insist so heavily on our entire family going to stay at this hotel?
Why are all
hotel
Waffle Houses across from hotels?
I know, because they know that people get drunk in hotels and then they look out the window and they see a big glowing neon
Yellow.
Waffle House sign. Yeah,
Yellow.
the color of fear.
And we all know the moon is cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then they draw people in with their hypnotic yellow sign, and then they brainwash they brain waffle them.
Mm.
Yes.
And then they're brain waffled. But what is the purpose? What are these brain waffled people actually?
It's the cycle of life. They need the brain juice to get other people to go into the Waffle House. And then after they've gotten literally all 7 billion people in the world brain waffled, well, I mean, I think we all know what happens next.
Doomsday?
Mass.
Waffle.
Well, Mass waffling, exactly.
Exactly.
Waffle House
Waffle
will become-
Empire.
Waffle House will become the leading industry. They'll buy up Amazon. They'll buy up the U.S. military and the U.S. government. They will become the emperors of the world.
Who's to say they haven't already?
Guys, give me 1 second. Let me just look up who the CEO of Waffle House is.
I don't think you should do that.
It's just one big waffleocracy. It'd be funny if we searched him up and it literally is just a robot in a top hat.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. His name is Wald Emer or Emer.
Sure it is.
Sounds evil.
MER is the CEO of Waffle House. I don't know. I think this man wants to take over the world. That's
Is he
all I'm
bald?
saying. No, not quite.
He's getting there.
He'll one day be our father.
Are you sure that top hat isn't a fascinator?
Excuse me?
A fascinator?
Fascinators like the tiny hats that they would clip to their hair.
It is my fascinator.
Exactly.
Well, wait. Walt
Yeah.
Emmer is the CEO, although he's not one of the two founders.
Of course not. It's Alfred. It's Alfred Waffle and Richard House. Those are the two founders of Waffle House. They're probably not around anymore because of this Walt person. He wants the full control.
You would be correct. They both passed away.
Sure they did.
It's not a. Yeah. I was gonna say sure they did. Anyway. I'm not sure if these mysteries of the Waffle House will ever fully be found out before it's too late.
Well,
Definitely.
Red, I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about what goes on in a standard construction of the faux Waffle Houses stationed around the Earth.
All right. So the construction of the Waffle Houses, we start off as any other building. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but when we build the Waffle Houses, when we get the building and all the setup ready, it takes at least like 4 weeks for the Waffle House to completely open to the
I
public.
have noticed that.
Yeah.
So, it may look like we might be open and ready. That's when I come in and have to start installing all the equipment and lasers and bazookas and so. Don't ask.
Right.
Don't
Because
ask.
you can't have people getting into the machinery and finding the secret.
I was noticing actually behind the Waffle House that I saw, there was a disc golf course. Are you telling me that you also make disc golf frisbees out of waffles?
I'm not allowed to talk about that.
Oh,
I can see why that would be.
I can see why that would be
That would be
classified.
depressing.
That's dangerous
Yeah.
That'd put a
information in the
damper on
wrong
your name.
hands, you know?
I mean, have you seen the people who play disc golf?
God, have I.
Okay.
Well, Red, thank you for coming out. That was a great interview. I'm sorry we couldn't get more information out of you, but I think that was highly worth it.
I think we're good. I mean, those are the two places with mysteries: Costco and Waffle House.
Yeah, there's no more. I don't think.
We already had an episode where we discussed some of the mysteries of Area 51.
It's kind of impressive though, because a lot of fast food chains, like besides Waffle House, tend to just appear out of nowhere.
What are the nefarious schemes that Fuddruckers is scheming up?
Guys,
weird.
I think we should do a new series alongside the podcast and the shorts, where it's just conspiracy theories.
I mean, conspiracy theories are so much fun. I would love to do some conspiracy theories with you guys.
But we should call them
Yeah.
like Conspiracy theories.
Yeah. They always
We'll
have to
figure out a name. We'll figure out
They
a
will
name later,
always
but
they will always revolve around a place. So hey, look forward to that.
Hey.
Apparently that's going to be a new series we're coming out, and we'd like to have Red back on sometime.
I wouldn't be against that. I mean, I work for many companies, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I know he's
That'd be
a
great.
jack of all trades.
He really just has the info
In
on
the
everything.
industry.
We can always count on him for that.
Quite indeed.
Anyways, Cookie, shall you?
Well, I think it's about time we wrap this up.
So true to her role.
So true to her role.
So true to her role.
Thank you.
All hail
Snap.
Waffle House. Oh, I'm sorry. What?
well, guys, remember check out the links in the description for our social media. I upload there about every single time we upload a new episode, whether it's podcast, shorts, or possibly in the future, conspiracy theories. I want to give my thanks to Red for joining us for today's episode.
Woo, Red, yay.
Boy.
Round of
And-
applause.
Always remember to keep Red somewhere in your vicinity because he knows all the information. Remember to never go to Waffle House because they'll brainwash you. And remember to always keep the wind underneath your feet.
All right, say goodbye.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
See you next week.